The third law of the future, if something big is going to happen in the future, it has to start sometime. There are no more big bangs. And so really, that's where the peripheral vision comes in. What's something that's really small, outside of your vision, that's going to be a big deal in assisted living within the next 5 to 10 years? So what you want to do is to pay attention to weak signals. As a forecaster, I constantly am looking for weak signals. What's interesting and potentially big that's really little today? So one is, a recent weak signal that will be very big is the rise of the shared economy. Very different consumer profile. People always wanted to own everything themselves. And now what's happening is that people are willing to are buying big ticket items and they're sharing them in very unique ways. You think of zip cars, you think of housing, which is the area that, in a broad sense, that you're in. Most knowledge workers of the world are women. That's huge. That's a transformation that has been taking place over 30 years. It's almost gone beyond a weak signal, and now it's going to be a major trend that will continue to grow. Last year, China filed more patents than Japan. Frugal medical device innovations in India and China that are competing extremely well with all the big multinational medical device and pharma companies, big global companies. Self-driving autos, working retired in the US, flourishing mini churches. We all hear about these big churches, these giant mega churches, but around the world, if you really look at what's happening, it's just a number of very small mini churches. And now with social media, people are able to form affinity groups for all sorts of things, whether it's consumer or education or friendship, but it's also for religion, much bigger than any of the mega churches. Gay marriage. And interesting, and I think a huge weak signal for you, is the rise of one-person households. This is a phenomenon that's not happening just in the US, it's happening in China. It's happening in the emerging economies. It's happening in Japan. So we're seeing a real transformation about what is a household and what are people's preferences about where they live.